Hey everybody, welcome back. Today is our final installment of the Fun Tune of the Week, where we offer discussion. There will be more tunes coming up in upcoming videos, obviously, and we might also address questions or suggestions or other ideas you have to help players improve with their ear training and overall musicianship. You know, as we discussed previously, it's important that beginners make their first mental associations of pitches with sounds instead of with the ink on the paper. Okay, that's the first step to musical fluency. Of course, they're going to learn to read music. Of course, they're going to become musically literate. But it's entirely possible to be musically literate and still not be musically fluent. I know people who are flawless sight readers, and incredible interpreters of printed music, but they don't play by ear very well. I also know some incredible musicians who don't read, but produce fantastic music. They have gold and platinum records hanging on the wall. So, does that make them any less of a musician? No. If you are not playing by ear very well, does that make you less of a musician? No, but literacy and playing by ear, which is conversational music, are two different things, but both are extremely important to becoming a well-rounded musician. So what's the point? The point is that playing by ear, regardless of style or genre, is not only as legitimate as anything else, it's a skill that is essential to becoming musically fluent and becoming a complete musician. And its inclusion in school instrumental music programs is essential for proper music education. Now, before some of you accuse tuba players of taking themselves too seriously, I can assure you that certainly isn't true, by and large anyway. We do take our craft seriously, however, and we want all of us, particularly the young players, to be treated fairly and have the same opportunities that all other young instrumentalists are provided. Unfortunately, as we've previously discussed, band class can't be the only path to musicianship, artistry, or overall musical fluency. It has to happen somewhere, though. So if we're not encouraging students to play by ear and help them with all the skills necessary to become completely fluent, we are failing them as teachers and as a community. Thankfully, we are not entirely in a Tubby the Tuba situation. Sure, the band and orchestra literature hasn't changed drastically in over the last 40 or 50 years. The standards are still the standards. But today, tuba players have an ever-increasing amount of solo literature and chamber music, with the bulk of the credit going to Harvey Phillips and his efforts to legitimize the tuba as a solo instrument and to dispel negative stereotypes. Today we have many works composed for tuba, and that is steadily increasing. And notable players continue Harvey's work by commissioning new works, encouraging composers to write for tuba. These players produce recordings, videos, they teach lessons, they do master classes, and they make public appearances with concerts and recitals to promote the music, to promote the instrument, and all the possibilities that exist. If you're a fan of Conical Supremacy, which is put on by Doug Tornquist and John Noreko, if you're not, you should be. They are just two guys that are doing their part to promote the tuba and works for tuba. In their last live episode, they premiered 3 pieces for tuba. 3. And this is just 2 guys in 1 week. Okay, they're constantly working and doing their part. Doug does that a lot anyway, But you have players all over doing this for the tuba and for the people, the musicians that play tuba. Okay, so this is a good time to be a tuba player. And the artistic standards and capabilities of players seem to be ever increasing. It's not what it used to be. Okay, the bar keeps being raised and people meet expectations on the tuba. Okay, and this is a benefit for composers because they have an opportunity to write even more diverse and complex works for the tuba. And again, tuba players can definitely meet expectations if given the chance. So give them a chance and set those higher expectations. When you do that, it can start simply with playing songs and tunes. Also, if no one tells students that it's hard or difficult, they won't have their minds made up that it's hard or difficult. Okay? They'll be able to do it. When they hear their classmates on trumpet playing melodies and other things, and everybody has an expectation that you, the young tuba player, can do that, stand back and watch. Okay? It might be a little more difficult on this big 25-pound hunk of brass, but it can be done. And when you know that from the start, that can make a huge difference. So instead of giving them the negatives, set them up for success. Give them encouragement and set the bar high. Make them achieve those high expectations because they will, they can. Okay? Help them know what's possible and they can achieve it. So when it comes to artistry and musicianship with playing by ear, tuba players can shine just how they can with printed works. Okay? And we all know tuba players who are soloists, playing symphonies or otherwise professionals, and they read, and they are incredible musicians. And tuba players can be no less incredible playing by ear. And they might even make a good living doing that if that's something they choose. Consider this. Violinists look at pieces that are difficult for tuba, and they might laugh at their simplicity without considering what we know it takes to play that big hunk of brass. Okay? We might have to win violinists over with artistry and fluency. Because our music for them is not very technically difficult. If you've seen violin music, sometimes it looks like they've dumped an entire inkwell onto the paper. But then again, you know, the other side of that, violinists have incredibly high expectations from early on. If tuba players were met with those same expectations from the beginning, how high do you think they could soar? What artistry might be attainable for more players? Hey, let's face it, it's hard to avoid a steady diet of oompas in the school band program. In the school orchestra program, if you even play on the piece, you might be counting dozens and dozens of bars of rest with some occasional meat and potatoes. Hey, you know, we do get some cool stuff once in a while, but we're in mostly a support role when we're in an ensemble. Okay? 99% of the time, our function is support of the entire ensemble, a section, something. But if opportunities were available to play tunes in a band warm-up, in private lessons, or at home, where students can really do some good and have time to really explore that, okay, and the students had lots of encouragement to play tunes, the bar could be set higher earlier. Add to that a healthy diet of fundamental training, because fundamentals, hey, let's face it, they never go away. They're important from the beginning of your playing career to the end. Okay? Can't do without them. You also have to listen to excellent music. Get a little theory along the way. Okay, eventually, if you're going to pursue this very seriously, you're going to learn a lot of theory, but a little bit as you go can certainly help with understanding. You have to develop ensemble skills. You have to play challenging printed works. And if you start doing these things, the player can be on a solid path to competency, artistry, musicianship, and fluency. Musical fluency. The total musician. This week's play along is another easy tune, Three Blind Mice. Here's this week's fun tune of the week. You'll recognize it as a big band standard, one of my favorites done by Frank Sinatra, Don't Be That Way. Whether you're a student, an amateur, an aspiring professional, a weekend warrior, or a full-blown professional, playing songs and tunes by ear should be part of your balanced diet. It's an essential skill that benefits your playing and musicianship. It is one of the last puzzle pieces players often have to becoming completely musically fluent and really being able to speak the language. And if you don't play by ear very well, don't be deterred. It's a skill you can develop and you can enjoy the process. It does not have to be complicated. Just start. Play simple tunes. Play your favorite tunes, your favorite songs. Play along with recordings and videos. When I was a kid, I played along with records and with the radio and sometimes 8-track tapes. I played along with TV show themes. Hey, if you're an adult player with children, take requests from your kids or play something for them and have them guess the name of the tune. If you're a young student, play something and have your folks or your friends guess the tune. Play songs with your friends. That's a lot of fun. And the ways you can make it fun and enjoyable are only limited by your imagination. Just start. There's no pressure, so make it fun. You can go at your own pace, not a big deal. Just enjoy it. Work on becoming musically fluent. Be the complete musician. You will be glad you did. I hope you enjoyed this series about playing tunes, but my real hope is that you got something out of it. I hope it caused you to consider something new or different, or maybe challenged you in a good way. I hope it inspires you to get out your instrument and play your favorite tunes. And I hope it inspires you to encourage others to play tunes. If you're a teacher, hey, encourage your students. Help your students. Get them on track with this so they can become the complete musician. Everybody, thank you for watching this series. Please comment. I really want to hear what you have to say. I'd love to hear some of the things that stood out to you. I'd love to hear any takeaways you have and anything you would like to add that might help others or inspire others to do this and to become better musicians. I also hope you'll like, subscribe, and share with your friends. See you next time.